This is Things You Might Not Have Heard. I am Jay Cleveland Payne, and I'm with you today on this Wednesday, the 30th of July, 2025, with 8 news stories that you deem conversational, and we're going to give them to you as an update. We call ourselves your tertiary news source. Hopefully, one day we'll be a good secondary source. We're not the mainstream news, we're not the main source of news, but we give you some stories that are the big stories, including the breaking news right now, this beautiful scene as people are waiting for the being released from a tsunami warning. Into some that are kind of off the beaten path, take a little while to get to, including a little bit about Sweeney, who's not selling bathwater these days, but selling jeans, and maybe selling more of her jeans than you may think about as we go in the world of Sweeney. Plus, we also have a story about a Focker in law coming to theaters near you. And of course, 5 other stories in the mix. Go to our website. This is theconversationproject.com to see more details about why we have this mission. And of course, visit our website to see our spotlight sponsor, which is Ground News. This is conversationproject.com. So that's Ground News, direct link to them. And maybe you get a chance to get better news and a great deal on our affiliate link, 40% off their Advantage plans that are there, right there. So let's get into the news stories right now. We're going to get our best to do this nice, quick, and easy. Starting off with story number 1, the breaking news that we are definitely getting caught up on right now. Tsunami waves reach Hawaii and the West Coast with a magnitude 8.8 earthquake off of Russia. Basically, the largest earthquake ever struck in Russia, maybe ever, 8.8 magnitude hitting the Kamachi Peninsula in Russia. It targeted tsunami warning across the Pacific. Hours later, waves from tsunami actually reached Hawaiian Islands and U.S. West Coast, prompting evacuation of some low-lying areas. The initial wave heights were under 2 feet, but emergency officials maintain that cautions due to aftershocks, potential surges were there. No major injuries or structural damage were reported pretty much anywhere in the U.S. Some docks were experiencing flooding with the extra water, but other than that, nothing too serious. Scientists say the quake released significant tectonic energy, but occurred deep enough to reduce catastrophic impact. No serious impact, we can tell from Russia. No serious impact from serious tsunamis. Many people are stranded off of cruise ships because they don't want boats in the water. And as of right now, around 6:38 Central Time, the tsunami warnings have been lessened, but not released for the West Coast and for Hawaii. UCLA has reached a $6 million settlement with Jewish students over the protests from campus over last season. The $6 million will pay to Jewish students directly and professor who alleged that university failed to protect them from harassment during the campus protests. The plaintiffs claim that they were targeted during the protests for pro-Palestinian demonstrators and accused UCLA of treating this as a hostile environment, but allowing it to happen. The settlement includes reforms to improve campus protest and management and anti-discrimination training. Civil liberties groups warn that agreements could have a chilling effect on legitimate free speech on campus. We'll see how that works out. But university officials did not admit to any wrongdoing in the process, stated the resolution aims to foster inclusivity and safety. This is something that is going to be seen very highly upon by the Trump administration, who say that the universities aren't doing enough to fight anti-Semitism. But as we said in this rundown, some way, somehow, there may be some limit on free speech. Maybe some limits need to be put in there, or some sort of, let's just say, governors make sure they're not going to crazy protest levels. We'll see how this plays out with other universities and here with UCLA going forward. Three killed, 10 injured in Turks and Caicos Island's first mass shooting. It's the very first one ever in the history of the island. 3 people dead, 10 injured, marking the island's first such incident and something that they're having a hard time to kind of dealing with. Officials say the attack involved an automatic weapons and appeared to be gang related, though tourists were among the wounded there. Prime Minister Washington Minsk condemned the violence and vowed to increase security presence on the island. The incident has shocked the Caribbean territory, known for its tourism and not for violent crime at all. Investigators are working with international agencies to figure out who the suspects are, how the weapons got there, and to make sure that this thing doesn't happen again, ever. So many beautiful places we're talking about today, and so many tragic things happening. It's tragic all means, but we want stability. We want this thing to be safe as quickly as possible. In an interesting move, UK will recognize Palestine as a state unless Israel moves towards a ceasefire. Prime Minister of the UK says. Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister of the UK, announced that the conditional plan to recognize Palestinian statehood will go into effect if Israel can actually figure out a way to get a ceasefire in Gaza. The declaration marks a significant pivot in the UK foreign policy and adds pressure on Israel amid growing international criticism. Sunak framed the stance as a last resort intended to advance peace and accountability. The pro-Israel advocates warn the move legitimizes Hamas, while others view it as overdue diplomacy. There are both sides on this one. How this one works out based on your view is your view. But right now, as Palestine does not get recognition of anything there in Gaza, UK is going to step up a bit and say, we're going to recognize them if Israel doesn't go ahead and figure this out and fix to get a ceasefire to make things work on a more normal level. The Israeli government is not formally responding to this request, as you would believe. They probably want no piece of it whatsoever. Quick pause from the news, asking you a couple things, or three things. So it's taking a couple, triple things. Like, share, and subscribe to the work we're doing here. If you like what you're seeing here, your likes show me that I'm doing the right thing and doing good stories. It also shows the algorithm more people should see this. If you share it with more people, you're directly giving to more people to see this, and we get more people engaged in the news nation that we have here. And you should subscribe because you're not getting this native in your feed. You're waiting for the algorithms to show it to you or a friend to share it. You get this directly into your feeds and shows me that I have more followers, I have more viewers, lovers, and I'm doing the right things going forward. Like, share, and subscribe to all the work we have, whether it's here on TikTok, X, or Facebook. Of course, TikTok, YouTube, X, or Facebook, or the safe on TikTok as well. Make sure you're showing us what you like and telling us more of what you want from us in the future. We had a big deal about Sydney Sweeney selling her bathwater inside of soap. Now American Eagle is selling Sydney Sweeney's jeans because she has great jeans, but the double entendre is getting people a bit hot and bothered and not in the right way. Social media post from American Jeans praising actress Sydney Sweeney's great jeans, drawing backlash because objectification and tone-deaf marketing. Critics say the campaign reduces a successful actress to her body, undermining broader message empowerment. While some people are just saying it's Brooke Shields all over again. And we didn't quite freak out when she was talking about nothing coming from her and her Jordache jeans. But Sydney Sweeney, whole new era, whole new ball of wax. American Eagle responded with a vague apology, stating it values all forms of beauty and expressions, and the great jeans Sydney Sweeney has are created by American Eagle, and you too can have the same great jeans. Hence the marketing. Brand analysis points out the campaign may have been designed to provoke viral attention, so it worked. Fans of Sydney Sweeney are actually split on the matter. Some see this as harmless fun. I mean, she sold her bathwater and soap a few weeks back. Others call it a bit of a misstep that should have been addressed and should actually been dealt with caution and not with such flippantness in this case. A restaurant is shut down after a chef insults a TikTok influencer, with some outrage ensuing. So a small bistro in Chicago has been closed permanently. It is done because they insulted a popular TikTok influencer and the critical review that they posted. With that, the chef's public retaliations, calling the influencer a clout-chasing amateur, went viral, triggered online backlash, and now it is the restaurant that no longer exists. Negative reviews flooded for the restaurant's page, and reservations did drop to near zero within 24 hours of the post by the chef. Industry experts note the growing risk of social media controversies is becoming a big deal for hospitality staff and digital reviewers. You may remember the Keith Lee stuff happening last summer. Keith Lee, a restaurant TikTok entrepreneur, reviewer, going into various cities, stopping by, going to their popular spots, getting food delivered, eating in his car, and telling you what's going on. And now eating in your car is a TikTok thing. But the wrong guy and the wrong response to the wrong influencer apparently can be deadly for the work. The owner cited unmanageable PR fallout as the main reason for the closure. Whether they'll reopen as something else, whether he'll reopen someplace else, we shall see if it's over completely for this actual chef and the owner of the restaurant. But for the influencer, they get off scot clean. Maybe that's a good thing. maybe it's not. The Greg Focker extended universe extends a bit more with a new movie calling itself Focker in Law, with a Thanksgiving 2026 release date, and it's featuring Ariana Grande in the cast. Universal Pictures has greenlit this movie called Focker in Law, the latest installment in the Meet the Parents franchise, set for Thanksgiving release next year. Pop star Ariana Grande has been cast in the leading role, reportedly as a quirky new family member, someone marrying into the Fockers family. Original stars Ben Stiller and Robert De Niro will also be there. Of course, they'll be there, and Paul Welts will be directing this movie. The announcement drew mixed reaction online, with some excited about this, but some, of course, in this era of reboots and restarts, a little skeptical of just trying to milk off the fun and frivolity of the original movies. The insiders say the script aims to modernize the franchise with some Gen Z humor into it, but since there's so many old guys, there'll be plenty of boomer jokes to be had. If you see this man, walk away slowly, but turn to face him as you walk away. Headline for this story: sex offender in California arrested after sniffing woman's buttocks at store. A registered sex offender in Modesto, California was arrested after allegedly sniffing a woman's buttocks at a convenience store. Surveillance video reportedly captured a man crouching behind the victim in a disturbing incident that went viral. Of course, police identified the man, though, through the state's registry and apprehended him within hours of the incident. Woman declined medical treatment, but has since filed a restraining order, as she should have. Officials say the arrest could result in a parole violation and additional time behind bars for this man. If you see this man, turn around, face him, walk away slowly. Now, quick stop by with our spotlight sponsor today, Ground News. Ground News is the news that you want to see, or maybe it's the news you don't want to see, because the irony of Ground News is it provides you news coverage like none other, to the fact that it's all the others. If you are a person in a siloed news feed line where you watch things from News Nation or maybe AON or maybe Fox News or maybe MSNBC or maybe CNN, and you get it from basically one or two different websites, you're going to get the same sort of news that you get every day, and the same slanted news every day, because it's all kind of slanted. But if you want to see what everyone's covering, check out Ground News. They feature a great way with side-by-side comparisons of headlines, of top stories, of details in the story, so you can see exactly what sort of sling you get from each sort of venue. They give you a background of where the actual news lies, whether they lean to more conservative or more liberal, whether they lean more towards a radical version or more just sort of a bloggy type, just spotlight stuff. You can see how your news is being covered and how your news is being covered by other folks. And there's also the really cool part is the blind spot feature, where if you click on the blind spot feature, it will show you stories that are being covered exclusively by one side or the other, to basically flood the zone with what they want you to see and block away what they don't want you to see. So you can see what you're missing, and you can get the full details on your own, the full understandings of what's going on, how news is being covered with Ground News. And if you use our affiliate link, this is the conversationproject.com/ground news, you get a great deal. 40% off their Vantage plan and all their plans. Vantage is their biggest plan that gives you all the big details you need for your news. All it is. Be brave, if you will, and see what the news is covering and see what your news isn't covering. Or maybe you do this often and you think, hey, I wonder what the other side is saying so I can get the full story. Get the full story with the help of Ground News. Check it out at our affiliate link. This is the conversationproject.com/ground news. 3 in for this week in this new format that we are getting used to. Hopefully you're enjoying it as well. Things are going much faster, much easier, much smoother. I'm not having much fun with the commentary. I'm not going off on folks here, but we'll do that more in the longer hot takes that are now a bit longer once you get the chance to produce them. But to see those, make sure you're following us on YouTube and on TikTok. Those are there as well. If you're following on X and Facebook, you're in the right places to help us choose these stories in our feeds. So follow those stories we post every 50 minutes in the feeds and let us know by engaging in them what stories can be here. And of course, just keep on keeping on. Comment as you will in the comments for the video so we know what to chat about, how things are going, and just be you. Have a great Wednesday. Have a great day. Love you. Mean it. We're going to do our best to do this thing again tomorrow.